What is happening, YouTube? How y'all doing today? My name is Joe, just your average Joe, hanging out in the garage. Gonna show off some of the things I picked up today, yard sailing. Hopefully your Saturday yard sale day went well. If you picking, been out there hunting, picking. Hopefully you had a great Saturday, getting some good stuff. Hopefully, I think I did pretty good. I spent a total of, I believe, right around 350, 360, somewhere around that range, 350, 360. I think I did pretty good. So we'll go over some of the things that I picked up, or pretty much go over all the things that I picked up. And y'all can tell me what you think. Drop comments. Let me know how everything went and how did you do. Drop some comments. Let me know how y'all did today. Um, Also, if you're new to the channel, my name is Joe. I've been reselling full time for about 8 years now, and been reselling on eBay and buying on eBay since 2000, way back in my college days. So I've been through a lot of different situations. So if there's anything I can do to help you guys with anything, questions about any situations you got, or anything about reselling or how packing shipping works, we did a video like that. How I source stuff, whatever, anything you guys want to know about, I'm transparent. I'll be glad to cover any of that stuff. What kind of label printer I've used with three inch tape. I meant to add that to the last video when we were talking about packing and shipping supplies. So to piggyback off of that video, for packing and shipping supplies, 3-inch tape is king. If you're using 2-inch tape, go to 3-inch tape. It'll change your life, I promise. But anyway, let's go over some sales. I don't have a ton of time. We're getting ready today to get some dinner and head to our town is doing fireworks, so we got to set up at about 7:30, 8 o'clock is what we got to get out there and set up. So or get our spot basically, and fireworks start at 9. So we're going to be a busy night tonight, but I want to go ahead and knock this out and get this done so it's all fresh and in my mind. So let's go ahead and start off with some of the things that I picked up today, starting with in no particular order. No particular order is going to show off. I had this or saw this Eddie Bauer. I know it's not the right time for this, but it's an Eddie Bauer 3M women's snowsuit. So again, I know it's not time for snowsuits. However, I've sold these before and they usually go pretty good. So I think I got this for $7. So she wanted 10, but we went 7, and there's that. So I hate clothes. If you haven't been with me before, I absolutely hate clothes. But you're gonna see I pick them up still because I just have kind of an eye for things and I pick it up. And so, like, for example, this jacket was $2. I was like, I mean, I can't go wrong for $2 on this jacket. It's like a old school, well, it's not old school. It's a newer jacket, but it's an NBA bomber replica jacket. I don't really know what you want to call it, but it's got the Bulls, all the Bulls, different Bulls patches on it, and stuff like that. Um, so it's kind of like a salute to service kind of deal. So for $2, I couldn't go wrong. It looks brand spanking new. I'd imagine 30, 40, $50. I don't know, somewhere in that range. So I don't look stuff up on the fly. I don't normally look things up. Every once in a while I do. There was something I did look up, and I'll go over that in a moment today before I bought it because it was a pretty big purchase. But normally I don't look stuff up when I'm out on the fly. I've got pretty good intuition and experience on what's what, and an idea of what things should go for, even if I haven't seen it before or sold it before. You know, am I always right? No, but a lot of times I am. Next thing I picked up was a Steve Smith jersey for $5. Really good shape. Reebok, I believe it is on this one. Yeah, Reebok. So old school, little bit old, the older school Reebok jersey. Steve Smith, phenomenal shape on that. You can't go wrong. And again, winners, a few months out still, obviously. So a lot of this stuff will still sit, unfortunately, in the store, but it will eventually sell. I always do pretty good selling. This was $4. She took 2. So for $2 on a Columbia jacket, the fleece Columbia, you can't go wrong on that. Typically, it's at least a $15, $20 bill, give or take. So, not too bad on that. For $2, you can't go wrong. We had a NFL team apparel, Carolina Panthers, like track jacket kind of deal. So it's got, I don't know, what is this, combined athletic? I don't really know. But again, for $2, sports stuff always goes pretty well. 14 to or 15 to $20. It's not a huge score, huge turnaround, but sometimes when you're at a sale, you know, sometimes you just squeeze out those $15, $20 bills kind of thing for $2. It's not a bad thing. Um, it is hot too, by the way, guys. If you can't tell, I'm sweating. But I got out early this morning. 6 o'clock I got up. I was out hunting by 6:30. I was out there hitting them 7 o'clock sales. So there was a few of those, and then by not even, I think it was like 7:40 ish. I was at I got, or 7:30. I got to a couple of the 8 o'clock sales. So I was pretty early on several sales today, which was nice. You get there a little early, obviously, you know, you get a little bit better things. So that went well. I was out till about 11, and I mapped my route on Google Maps. So all the yard sales that are posted, I end up mapping my route. And then while I'm driving on my routes, if I see another sign for a sale, I typically will stop. Normally, though, once I leave the house, I don't go back on a marketplace and look for more sales because I've already got a ton that I've got, that I've got mapped out. So, but again, if I happen to cross one that's not on my route, but it's on my route, I'll pull off a little bit and go off route just slightly to go check out another sale. I'm definitely will do that. Clothes, another clothes. Again, I'm not sure on actually, but PlayStation hoodie. It's a PlayStation hoodie. So for $1, I mean, I couldn't go wrong for $1. Even again, $15, you can't go wrong for $1. But I'd imagine that might get $20 or so. The next thing I got was a new Carolina blue Bulls hat. I'm not, and then a Georgia Bulldogs. It looks new. Actually, it doesn't look new. It's been worn, but it's in like new condition. But again, a buck. Actually, the guy wanted a quarter a piece for him. I gave him $1 for the pair. So I was like, actually, I take that back. I gave him $5 because he wanted $1 for each one of these. So the Apple wired headsets that are sealed still. There was 4 of them for $1 a piece, and then I gave him $1 for these. So it's $5 for this. These sell for me for like $9.99. I think with $5 shipping, maybe $7 or $8 with $5 shipping. I can't quite remember, but anyway, around $10. The only reason I picked them up, it was just one, I wouldn't have messed with it. It was a volume play at 4. I figured $10 a piece, give or take, plus shipping. $40 for $4. You can't go wrong there. But again, that was a volume play. So sometimes that's the case. You just, I wouldn't normally just pick up one of these, but if it's a bulk and I got volume, then a lot of times it then becomes worth it. So I'd say that was worth it. The next thing I picked up was a PlayStation 4 for $85, but it came with, it's got the cords, but it came with 3 controllers. So I got the copper, I guess that's copper pink. It's got a white one. They're all in good shape, and he said they all work, and there's no drift or anything. And then a brand new camouflage. I want to say these go for like $40 by itself, or maybe $50. Still sealed. So that was $85 for this bundle. He had just reset the PlayStation, said it works, 500 gig. I haven't had a PS4 not work as many as I've picked up, so they're pretty good, pretty safe. So for $85, I think that was pretty good pickup. Next thing I picked up was this microphone. I've sold one of these before, so I knew I can get about $15-20 out of it, or at least when I sold it a year, maybe 2 years ago when I sold one. But I want to say they're like $20, give or take. It was like $1, so sure, I'll do that. Cameras. I got all these 3 cameras for, how much did I get these for? I want to say $15, maybe 10. I think 10 actually, $10. Pretty sure it was $10. I'm not quite sure on this one. It's a Nikon, old school Nikon, one touch. Don't really know much about them, but it's a Nikon old school. I don't know. I figured it's at least $15-20. Then I got a Olympus old school film camera. The old Olympus old school film. I'd imagine, again, $20, give or take, for that. And then I got the Coolpix, Nikon Coolpix. So I with the box, pretty much brand spanking new. Looks like brand spanking new. It's got the box with it and everything. All the cords, all the connections. Got the charger, got the memory card, all of it. Like I said, I believe it was $10 for all 3 of them, if I'm not mistaken. So that was a pretty good pickup there. I got a Wii with two Wii. Oh, it's got everything with it. It's got two $10 for this Wii. So I do have the doors for it. It's in pretty nice condition. It actually still has the plastic on it, so it's actually when I peel the plastic off, it's going to look pretty nice because it hasn't been peeled off. Two of the Wii. I probably will sell these separate. I want to say for the pair, like 15 bucks for the pair or something like that. But anyway, the system, it's got all the cords with it. It's got all the cords with it. It's got two controllers. One of them's got battery corrosion, but it's the knockoff one. The actual Wii one doesn't have any corrosion on it, but this one does have some corrosion. Of course, your Wii sensor. You got to have that Wii sensor bar. So all the hookups, again, 10 bucks for that. Couldn't go wrong there. I got this camera. Got this camera, which also had all stuff. They got it. 5 was marked. I asked her if she'd take 3. She said yes. It's not a Sony though. It's a HP, another HP camera. Looked in pretty nice condition. Again, I don't look them up on the fly, but for $3, you can't go wrong. Even if it sells for 15 bucks, it's not a terrible deal. It's not the big score that you want, but it's not a terrible deal. The next thing that we picked up was a stack of games from 2 different sales. The first stack is, I didn't pay more. I paid $1 a piece for every game, basically. So, I don't know, the 20 bucks for the whole stack, I want to say. But some PS3 games. Notable titles would be, your Grand Theft Autos are like 10 bucks, nothing crazy. The big notable title that I know off the top of my head is coming up. There it is right there. Silent Hill Down Hour. That's like a $50 game. Jax. So I don't really know. God of War is like 10 bucks. Again, I got to look them up. Midnight Club is maybe 15 bucks, 10, 15 bucks. So nothing crazy, but some good fillers and some good individual, put them up individually, so not terrible, not crazy, but again, for the one big score, which is the Silent Hill, which I already have, Kurt, so I don't have to keep that one. So, but yeah, I thought there was another one that was actually notable too. Silent Hill, Left 4 Dead, and then there was a couple loose ones. So like Ultimate Alliance, which I think is maybe 10 bucks loose, and then Left 4 Dead, which is also maybe, I don't know, 10 bucks loose. Nothing major, but again, it adds up. They're all $1, so not too bad there. Last few things. Picked this up at one of the first sales. So the blue Wii in the box, minty condition. She wanted 25. Asked her if she would take 20. She said yes. Got everything in it. So she said it works. Even if it doesn't work, just a little tidbit. Even if it doesn't work, it's not hard to replace. Typically, if it doesn't work, it's because the CD drive's not going to read. Normally, that's the problem, unless it just doesn't power on. Assuming it powers on, it doesn't work. Normally, it's because it's not going to read discs. So it still works, but it won't read discs. However, replacing the CD drive in those are pretty easy. It's a lot of little screws, but it's actually really easy to replace the CD drive in those. And I want to say the CD drive for those are like 20 bucks. So it's worth it for 20 bucks in if the CD drive happens to not work. And this is the way my gears turn, the way I think. Even if it doesn't work and I replace the CD drive and I'm in for $40, $45, I can sell it for, I think, in-box console, mint condition for the teal. The teal makes a little bit of a difference because they're a little bit more rare. 90 bucks, give or take, still would double up. Maybe even 100 possibly if I add some games and things with it. So, which I don't, unfortunately, right now, I don't have any Wii filler games. I saw a thing on Marketplace. A guy was selling like 15 Wii games loose for 40 bucks. I thought about picking it up just to have some games to throw in with Wii because I got 2 Wiis right now. So I was like, maybe I should pick them up. In fact, I might hit him up when I get to my in-laws and settle down for a little bit. If they're still available, I may do that. So there was actually 2 or 3 games in that bundle that sell for like 15 bucks. So it was worth it just picking up the bundle and then having filler games. I can get my money back out of those 3-ish games. And then the other 12 I can bundle up with, each one of these systems. Even though they're disc only, this still helps sell and move the systems. If you don't know, I bundle games with systems most of the time because you're going to get premium out of your systems if you add games with it. And they just have to be filler games. They don't have to be the good games, just filler games. Like Saints Row over here, prime example. If I remember correctly, Saints Row is cheap, like $6. It's not worth putting on eBay. So this will be his filler. This will be added into a PS3 bundle at some point. All right, let's keep it moving. The next thing I picked up was a PlayStation 1, which I have. It's kind of janky looking, but clean it up. It'll be fine. Same thing with this. The only thing that typically goes wrong in my experience with this is the CD drive doesn't read. As long as it powers on, CD drive's like $20 to replace in this. It's super easy. So for me to pick it up was $3. So for me to pick this up for $3, even if it works, that's awesome. But if it doesn't work, as long as it powers up and if it doesn't read discs, then I know I'm in another $20, $25. And I sell these all day with PS1 games, with 2 controllers, memory card, like 6 or 8 PS1 games, filler games for like $130, $120, $130. So definitely worth it to pick that up. He said it worked. We'll see. But again, because I can tinker with it a bit, it makes it worthwhile for me. And I've got controllers for it. It has no cables, no nothing, but I've got cables for it. I've got controllers for it. And like I said, I got games for it. So assuming I can get it working, then it's a pretty good pickup for $3. You can't go wrong. Did I tell you I picked up that Wii for 20? I did, yeah, because we went over the price. This was pretty cool. You don't normally see this out and about. Well, first and foremost, this had the same guy that had the PlayStation. I ended up picking up Alleyway, which I think is only like $6. It's nothing major, but picked up Alleyway. It was in the box, so I was like, "Hey, would you include that?" And he said, "Sure." But you don't normally see these. Well, I take that back. You'll see these, but you normally won't see. This is for a Game Gear case. And when you see these, normally, for any of you game guys, know what? Typically, the inside is all jacked up, or it doesn't even have the insert anymore. This one has the insert. It actually had a charger in it too. The charger goes for $15, give or take, or the power for the Sega. That's like $15 by itself. I picked this up for $1. He was like $1. It's like, sure, sold. I didn't even look to see. It feels like something's in here. Maybe not. Oh, it's the batteries sitting in here. So anyway, it's in pretty good condition. Little bit. It needs a little cleaning on the outside, but nothing major. In fact, is there something here maybe? Oh, look at that. Oh, we got some manuals. Hey, I'm happy because I have some of these games, so I got manuals for them. Oh, man. Is this a manual for? Oh, it's a manual for Sega CD or a thing for Sega CD. Look at that. You got 2 of these. You got Sonic Chaos, Land of Illusion, Super Space Invaders, and never heard this. Kalax, never heard of it. But I don't have Land of Illusions, but I do have Sonic Chaos. So there you go. I can get a manual out of that. Keep it. Kurt, I'm keeping it. Kurt, I'm keeping it. So yeah, so that's pretty cool. Had some inserts in it. Anything else in here? Nothing else in here. All right. Well, there's that. So I'm happy. I'm gonna keep these out because I'll forget. All right. Well, there's that. Hey, nice little extra. They're not really worth anything, I don't think. They might be. I mean, manuals are, and the inserts are sometimes worth money. It's just, is it enough money to put on eBay? So anyway, and then the last score of the day, the very last sale I went to, I kind of forced the sale a little bit is what I did. Is this on? Yeah. I kind of forced the sale a little bit on this one, but the lady gave me a really good price. I really didn't want to spend it was $180 for this stuff. Well, actually, she wanted $210, but I talked her down to $180. I did look the stuff up, a couple of these things up before I purchased, because I needed to make sure at $180, I needed to make sure that this is a good buy. So what it was, the first 2 that I looked up were these 2. So I don't know a lot about cologne, although I do know cologne and perfume sell, and I do know that some of them are crazy, and I do pick them up from time to time. I just don't pick them up very often. But she had a whole bunch of men's cologne, so these are the 2 polos. I want to say, if I remember correctly, this one goes for like 80-ish, and this one also goes for like 80-ish, 50 to 80 for just these 2. She wanted 180. I was able to get her down to 180 for this whole bundle. So I ended up getting those 2. If you guys know about cologne and perfume, I haven't looked all of them up. I just looked up the 2. Actually, I did look up this one. I think this one was like 50 as well, 50 or 82. So right there, just the 3 of them was pretty much my money back. So I was like, sure, I'll be your Huckleberry. I'll do 180 if you'll go 180, and I'll get them all. And she was like, she said yes. So I was like, cool, let's do it. So I sent her some Zelle, and there's where we're at. She said these are all higher end colognes. So I don't know. Like I said, I didn't look all of them up, but here's these as well. And then the last two. So y'all tell me. I haven't looked them all up yet. I'm not going to be able to look them up. But and then you got these two, Jimmy something, and then you got whatever Aqua, whatever that Dior, or whatever. So again, $180. I think I did pretty good on the colognes. Again, y'all tell me. But like I said, I think I was right at like 380, 350. Sorry, 350, right around 350 for the day. I mean, the colognes alone possibly could be 350 for just the colognes. I know the PlayStation 4, I get about 160 out of those, and the PS1, assuming it's working when I bundle it, it's going to get about another 120. So 160, 120, that's 280. So I'm pretty close to just in those two items getting everything, paying for everything. So anyway, that's all I got for you guys. I'm gonna jump off of here. I appreciate y'all watching. Hopefully y'all's yard sale day was awesome. You got some good stuff today. Drop in the comments your scores. Let me know what you guys got. If you have any questions about why I picked anything up, or if I did good or not did good, or you have any questions about anything that I picked up or just anything else, definitely drop it in the comments. We'll address all the comments on Monday. I think I'm sitting on like 7 comments right now. So any comments we get from this video and that last video, or any other video for that matter, I'll address all the comments live on the video we do on Monday. So that's it for me. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Just your average Joe, sweating like a stuffed pig out here, man. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you guys on Monday. Later, everybody.